I'm Kat.
I'm Arden13.
Welcome to our show, World Tiger.
Building Dragon.
Today we are continuing with some of World Anvil's summer camp prompts.
Summer camp is a program set up by the World Anvil team to promote world building as well as the community in general.
There'll be a total of 33 prompts all throughout the month of July, so if you're looking to win some prizes for your submissions, don't miss out.
World Anvil is a free in-browser tool that has everything that a world builder or a GM may ever need.
They also have some really incredible subscription options, so go check those out as well.
It's totally worth it, totally affordable. If you can, please go check them out. But in any case, I think it's time we got to the prompts.
Sure thing.
What is the prompt?
Today we get to describe how a birthday is celebrated within a particular culture in our world.
Huh. This will be fun.
Really
This
fun.
will be a fun one. So for this project, Kat and I have given ourselves some parameters. Each of us has 30 minutes to answer the prompt.
Each of our submissions have to be at minimum 300 words.
After the 300 words and our 30 minutes have passed, we're going to come back together and share what we came up with.
Some of our best ideas have come from collaborations.
That they have. You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do
Time
it.
skip!
Didn't even let me finish.
Wow.
And we are back.
We are back.
How did you feel about this one?
This one was a little challenging. Again, it was another one where it was a little challenging to get into. But this one had a lot more, where I feel like a lot of other formats on World Anvil, where the boxes where you can write in them are a little bit smaller. This one, it was just nice big boxes to write plenty of information, as much as you want.
I really got kind of lost in that.
Did you? Okay.
There's a lot of times in World Anvil's article types that just kind of, it varies, and generally they have like those extra like tabs over that you can go through, which has way more information that you can put into it.
Right.
But the past couple have been like very small, maybe 1 or 2 tabs over, but like
This one is just one page.
one page, swaths of information.
Right. But yeah, would you like to go first?
Sure. I actually had a lot of fun with this one. I did Ellecrid again, and I have a great deal of love and respect for dragons, if you hadn't noticed. So what I did was simply referred to as the Rite of Passage. Very kind of simple, straightforward in that respect. Dragonborn, when they achieve a certain age, and it varies between different clans, they have to observe a Rite of Passage. And that is different between every single clan. It's very, very simple and straightforward in the respect that your Rite of Passage is for you to transition from being a youth to being an adult. But there are some consistencies in terms of how the rites of passages are performed, or at least how they are, I guess, perceived for sure, but especially certain niche things that go around it that are like extemporaneous, I suppose.
Okay.
They're just kind of extra. Basically, the histories talk about how when the first Dragonborns started to become actual clans and move away from their dragon overlords, they began using this style of the Rite of Passage. When Dragonborn were subservient to the dragons in Ellecrid, the Rite of Passage was more or less to prove that you could serve your dragon overlord faithfully. So they kind of they moved away from that and started to be more introspective about it. And it's like, this is my own self-worth, not my worth to somebody who controls my life.
Right.
And that's just kind of where it goes. But as they started to move out across their country and move away from their country, their customs and their traditions and their rites kind of started to change. But generally, it's anything from a journey to a hunt to a fetch quest, all of these different things that observe rites of passage. And I go into 2 of them here that I'm kind of excited about. And this is kind of where I knew I was going to get lost, because if it was going to be different for every clan, then I was going to start talking about every
about all the
single
different
clan.
things. Yep.
And here's the thing about that. I may say that there's hundreds of Dragonborn clans. And I'll sit here and write out hundreds of Dragonborn clans' rites of passages. That's just how my mind works, and everyone who plays games with me thinks I'm insane. for doing that. Which, can you see my crazy eyes? I'm a little insane about it. So, not to bog us down here, but the two that I talk about is Clan Oros and Clan Marshali. Clan Oros is from the heartland of Draconia, which is the dragon territory, home to the dragons up in the north. They're from the heartland, and what their rite of passage is that they send their young into the crag canyon where they live. There are tunnels underneath the crag canyon, where they are sent to bring back the heart of a beast that skitters and slithers.
Okay.
And now there's a little bit of a riddle that goes with this, and this is a running theme within all of the rites of passage. There's a sort of riddle that they have to break down here. So for the Oros clan, they have to fight a beast that slithers and skitters. Okay, cool. You have to fight a beast. I get that. That's straightforward. That slithers and skitters. Now they realize when you figure it out, it's not that hard to figure out. You have to fight either a bug or some kind of a serpent. Something that slithers or skitters.
Right.
I will stop saying that. But where the tension and the difficulty comes in is that around the Crag Canyon in these tunnels, those kind of beasts are incredibly venomous. So that adds a extra level of problem to their rite of passage and adds a little bit of difficulty besides the straightforward, like, I'm just gonna run in and kill this thing.
Get something, yeah.
Whereas the Marshali clan, they're tasked with venturing out into the Blind Bog, which is a very large swamp area in Ellecrid, and they are sent out and tasked to find what lies beneath the waters, within the fires, and behind the smoke. Which translates, in the riddle, translates to they now have to go out into the Blind Bog and find these 3 sacred locations, these sacred shrines, essentially, where they will perceive these truths that are known to the clan, basically adopt the virtues of the clan, of adulthood of the clan, that are in these sacred locations and understand and carry with them the secrecy that comes with knowing where these locations are and what is there. Now, where the struggles come in is the fact that the Blind Bog is a very expansive territory. Yeah. So this could be a handful of days to a couple weeks that they are out here fending for themselves and trying to find these 3 sacred locations. So I thought that was kind of fun, and I got really into that. The one other thing that I talked about was the observance, basically how the rite is enacted, which, as a rite of passage, they have to leave and do a thing and come back. But before that, the night before, there is a celebration where they are basically showered in well wishes and so on and so forth. But I added this detail that the family of the Dragonborn takes time to detail these sort of ink paintings across their bodies, depicting the glory and pride of their family first, and then their tribe. And that is something that they carry on with them into their rite of passage. Because usually they're not handed anything besides the clothes on their back and a knife, maybe.
Yeah.
That's just how it works. But the other detail that I threw in, which I thought was kind of interesting, and really I just started writing it, but when a Dragonborn who is about to go through their rite of passage, before they leave, they have the opportunity to choose a potential mate. And this covers both male and female. They can do this. And if the potential mate accepts their offer, this is essentially like the proposal is, I'm going to go do this thing, but when I get back, you and I are going to be together. If the potential mate accepts, then I didn't want to say the elites of the clan, but the most able-bodied warriors of the clan basically become her bodyguards or his bodyguards, the potential mate's bodyguards, until the other one gets back. It's we are preserving this relationship.
They are saved.
They are the future of our clan. So yeah, that was kind of the...
I like yours a lot, yeah. There were a lot of different ways, because I know I would also probably get caught up in the whole, this is each individual's clan's different rites of passage. I would get completely lost in that. But each having just that overall idea of Rite of Passage, and I don't know, I really, really like yours.
I like the idea, and I think this kind of helps with me not having to go through and say what each individual clan does, is the idea of there being a riddle that goes along with it.
Right.
Bring us back the heart of a beast that slithers and skitters. See what lies beneath the waters behind... so forth.
Yeah.
So forth, whatever. I like that. That was fun for me.
I really like yours.
That's the birthdays for Dragonborns and Ellecrid.
Yay!
At least one birthday.
One birthday.
But let's talk about yours.
So for mine, I got to focus on how the birthdays of this country called Fuglen of Theatrim are celebrated. So Fuglen is kind of the area where a lot more of the halflings, gnomes, a couple humans, but it's mostly halflings and gnomes live. It's a very, very happy, very peaceful place. And so I wrote down in my vignette that the people of Fuglen celebrate birthdays twice a year. Once on their actual day that they were born, and on New Year's Eve. And so it is this idea that halflings and gnomes are kind of always looking for an excuse to celebrate, and so having this idea of like, this is my real birthday, but New Year's is this time of rebirth, so we're gonna celebrate it again. And there, I got to go into more of the history as to why that is, but I went into a bit of the execution of, it's tradition that on the actual day of birth, on your actual birthday, you get small gifts from everyone, you bring food to share. The person who it's their actual birthday will give a speech of thanks, and sometimes they'll perform a song or a dance or present kind of like, I am a wood carver, so look at this cool thing I did, everybody, and then, yay, good job. Like, good job, you're adequate. And so...
Good job, you're adequate.
That was one of those on New Year's Eve. However, it is definitely a grander event. It is like everybody's being reborn. It's everybody's birthday today, and so it's a large gathering of people in their town squares or any public place that can hold that many people in one area. Lots of more food, merriment, singing, dancing. There is a food item in my world called napple pies. I won't necessarily go into that, but it's basically the idea of what happens when you have a lot of caffeine and then a lot of Benadryl. And so it's just this like woohoo day. And then let's see. They go a bit crazy on New Year's Eve.
They go hard
they go
in the
really,
paint.
Really hard. Let's see.
As halflings do.
Mm-hmm, as halflings do. On their actual birthdays, so it's just that one person's birthday. The festivities are usually reserved for that person's closest friends and families, so probably 50 to 150 people. And then on their New Year's celebrations, it's everybody, so literally everybody will be in town. Let me see.
I'm sorry, so while you're looking, I have to ask, your closest friends and family?
Yes.
50 to 100 people?
These are halflings.
Okay,
and gnomes.
Fair. They breed like rabbits. Okay, that's fair.
And their closest friends and family mean the dude that you said hi to on the street. That's your closest friend right there. It doesn't matter.
Okay, fine. I needed the justification.
Right.
You gave me the justification.
Let's see.
I'm thinking of my own life. 150 people.
It's a lot. I'm trying to find... Oh, so on World Anvil, they had a specific section called Components and Tools, and so this would be a section for if this was more of like a religious rite or something like that, then they would have these specific items featured. For the people of Fuglen, on your actual birthday, when your guests arrive, they are handed a stick or a lighter staff or something like that, and on that stick, you're supposed to write something about the person that's maybe not the nicest, maybe like they're messy, or they said something not very nice to you within the past year since their last birthday, or something that's just not very nice. So you get this stick, and now it's just covered in things that it's like, this is what you did wrong this year. It's done with love, but this is what you did wrong. And at the end, when that person finishes their speech or their song or their dance for, saying, oh, thank you so much for coming to my party, one of the elders of the community will take the stick and give them a good just thwap. And it's kind of this idea of like beating the bad out of you, like be a better person next year, whack.
What?
No. That's what when the 30-minute timer went off, I was like,
that's what you were working
yes!
on?
That was my,
Oh my god.
people are gonna get hit over the head with a stick. Just, happy birthday! I liked it. I wish we did that every year.
We're gonna do that for your birthday this
Perfect.
year. I hope you know. That's now on the itinerary.
But yeah, so I think the only other thing I really got into was the actual history of birthdays, and I was really able to go into the history of why they celebrate New Year, like why New Year's is such a huge thing for them. I won't go into too many details, but in essence, there was this huge war that broke out in Theatrim. That left a lot of... It always starts with a war that kind of left Fuglen and the surrounding country, Halar, really broken and devastated because of the events of that war. It left a lot of families broken, a lot of people just... Some people were too young to really remember their birthdays, so you had a lot of people roaming around who were like, I don't have a connection to any families or people to celebrate my birthday with. So the elders of Fuglen were kind of like, you know what? It's everybody's birthday on New Year's. Everybody's going to have a family. We're all going to celebrate. Everybody's going to get beaten over the head with sticks. It's going to be a great time. And so...
Well, that's cute and wholesome. Yeah. That's really nice. I like the bow. I mean, this is all a really great idea. From start to finish. I think the sticks is a wonderful touch. That is so you. But I think that's a wonderful touch, and I like what you did with the history of it and to justify having 2 birthdays.
Right.
That's really cool. Now it just makes me think about the kids who are born within, 10 days of New Year's.
Yeah, that is a bit unfortunate, but I mean, I'm born like 8 days before Christmas, so it's kind of same thing. Then there are some people who are born on Christmas, so...
I feel for those people.
I feel bad.
Rain F. the 5th was born on Christmas.
Poor guy. Wah wah. But yeah, that's all I got.
Cool. That's all I got. Thank you so much for joining us today. Let us know in the comments below something that you liked about today's video, or if you have an idea that you're willing to share.
If you enjoyed today's video, please make sure to hit all those buttons that everyone else bugs you about. We'd love for you to join our lunch table.
And go check out World Anvil if you're interested.
You guys have been great. I'm Kat.
I'm Arden13. I'm still waiting on that ramen.
We'll see you next time.
Bye!